Hello to all of my wonderful androids. I am finally back on YouTube once again. Now, I apologize that I haven't been on YouTube in a while. Just a lot of crap's come up, plus the fact that I started Twitch streaming, which, by the way, I have a Twitch channel if you want to go check that out. But yeah, just a bunch of crap's been coming up, and I just wanted to make this because man, it's been like a month since I uploaded my last real video. I mean, I've uploaded a couple of highlight videos, for my Twitch streams, but that just doesn't really feel right for my channel, now does it? No, today I actually wanted to upload something that's completely unique. And I mean completely unique in the sense that, it's only for YouTube. But yeah, I mean, today let's talk about Pikmin 2, particularly Pikmin 251. Pikmin 251 is a hack made by Hacker. I think it was released around 2019. Yeah, I'll tell you, I've played, I mean, I haven't finished it yet, but I've played, just because I just started playing it, I played through, I'll tell you, it's freaking amazing. Just the amount of content there is, and just the custom enemies, the custom music. It's such a good experience. It really is. However, Pikmin 251, today we are going to be talking about day 1 of Pikmin 251, and more specifically, how it can easily be broken. Let's take a look. So, we start out this game by crash landing onto the planet, just like in Pikmin 2, and kind of play through the stage normally. Yeah, no, seriously. This is the first part of it. Just play through it normally until we have, about 25 yellow Pikmin. Now, you might be thinking, there's that pinecone treasure up there. Let's grab that. Well, how about no, we don't grab that. Because if we collect that, it'll end the day, which we don't want to do. So, what we want to do is we want to find a way to get this Wollywog, get onto our side of this little arena, I guess you could say. So, what we have to do, first off, is we throw one leaf Pikmin onto the left bag, thinking, how does this play into anything? You'll see. But yeah, once we have our other 24 Pikmin, we whistle that last 25th one. Yeah, we gotta make sure we're like in front of the bag and we whistle it. So that way when we see command it, it'll kind of go around that boundary because above the paper bag, there's actually a little boundary where you cannot throw a Pikmin over it as much as you try. So you have to kind of throw it onto the bag and then whistle it around a little boundary, and you can get onto the other side. Now what you have to do is make sure you have all of your Pikmin whistled, and then you kind of lure that one Pikmin right near to the Wollywog. Not close enough to where it'll actually attack it, but it's just right, okay? Now when it hops the first time, okay, that's fine. Then we make it do a second hop for the yellow Pikmin, then right after that, immediately move the yellow Pikmin to the far right. In that case, the Wollywog will look at us, which means he'll just warp right into our arena. Thus, we can create more Pikmin. Now, even after we get that Wollywog making more Pikmin, we still don't have enough Pikmin. Now you might be thinking, where are we supposed to get 8 more Pikmin? Because that paper bag needs 40 Pikmin. Well, this Bulborb up here can help us. If we throw 2 or 3 Pikmin over this wooden ledge, and then we C-stick it, we can actually get them just far enough to touch the Bulborb. And heck, if you're really good or really lucky, like how X-Hally was, I think that was his name, X-Hally XX? Is that what it was called? I apologize if I mispronounced your name, but basically, he managed to get it without even a single Pikmin touching it, yet he woke it up, which is crazy to me. Every time I've gotten it, I've always lost at least 1 Pikmin. But anyway, yeah, once you wake up the Bulborb, you let the yellow Pikmin run off the ledge so they're safe, and then the Bulborb will target you. And after, with either some fiddling or some good luck, he'll just teleport over the rock, and then he'll just come right for you. In that case, my ultimate recommendation is to at least least just get him to run into the, yeah, you basically have to get him on that area, and then as soon as you do that, you throw at least 4 or 5 Pikmin onto it, and then he should just keep spinning around until he starts shaking them off. When he does that, whistle him, rinse, and repeat until he's dead. And at this point, you'll have more than enough Pikmin to, at least if you're careful enough, you'll have more than enough Pikmin to crush that paper bag. Now, we should be able to crush the paper bag, we should be building the bridge, we should kill this enemy, and we should knock down this wall without any issue at all. At least until we get to this wall right here. Now, this wall is just full of fire geysers, which obviously you need red Pikmin to destroy. However, if you have enough Pikmin, you can actually just throw a few onto this little area that's next to this cave right next to me. And then you can just see stick, you can it's kind of hard to explain really, but you can see stick movement like just enough where they can go all the way to the right. And then at this point, you can just you can move yourself to the right. And then they'll actually go behind the gate and start knocking it down. Because yeah, apparently the fire geysers, if you look at them, they're actually close enough to the gate, or at least to this side of the gate, where it'll burn any Pikmin that's not red. However, behind the gate, it's not close enough to, to the other side of the gate, so we can just kind of abuse the, this whole C-stick motion to move your Pikmin around behind the gate and then just knock down the wall. However, yeah, when you do knock down the wall, immediately whistle. This is why while they're knocking down the wall and you're doing a couple of other things like killing these Bulborbs, you have to make sure you have to make sure you keep an eye on stuff, because these Pikmin, they will get fucking burnt if you're not careful. So just be forewarned on that. Oh yeah, and then there's this puffy blowhog here who will also flower up all of your Pikmin. Yeah, the puffy blowhog, I forgot to mention, he actually flowers your Pikmin in this game. He'll bury them in the ground, and then he'll make them flowered, so you have to pluck them. But there's actually, like I said, an interesting little quirk, where if he's far enough off camera, he won't be active. So yeah, that's why if you see me kind of zoom in on like certain parts, that's exactly why. Because at least with certain enemies, if they're not close enough to any Pikmin, they're not active. So yeah, as long as you do that, you're good. Now, just before you enter this little arena right here, make sure the first thing you do is disband, have one of your captains go, and preferably the one with the highest health, just run through that fiery area, and then have the other captain call all the Pikmin coming in, and then you whistle the captain, then just keep on whistling until all the Pikmin make it behind the gate. Because unlike the original Pikmin 2, the fire geysers are constantly going off, so you can't really, there's not really any way you can get around that. So you have to keep on whistling, and then hopefully they should be over that fiery trench, and we should get right into the cave until we make it to sub-level 3, which is where we actually get white Pikmin. Yeah, we actually unlock white Pikmin on the first day as well. So it's not just yellow Pikmin we unlock, it's the white Pikmin too. Now, the reason why I like to use that blowhog at the beginning to flower up my Pikmin, and I can't believe I forgot to mention this, is because when you flower your Pikmin up in this game with the nectar, they'll only go up one level. So like if a leaf Pikmin drinks up the nectar, they'll only level up to Bud, if that makes sense. Even though in the original game they immediately just flowered up to flower. But I digress. I guess they just did that to make it harder, but yeah, as you can see, I like to use the blowhog to flower up my Pikmin. I think there's even some blowhogs in the caves too, in these couple of caves that we're gonna be doing. But yeah, pretty easy stuff. Yeah, and we get the prototype detector too, which is awesome because now we can see where treasures are at much easier. And we got white Pikmin, so we can dig up treasures that are underground. So we're pretty much set. Alright, so now that we have white Pikmin, we can actually make it back to this area and build this bridge that has poison gases coming out of it, which is nice. And as you can see, I also do the little trick here where I try to get the blowhog off camera so he doesn't blow my Pikmin into the ground. So yeah, so then I destroy the poison gases, and then I bring all of my Pikmin to where the eggs are at. And then while I do that, I let them go through the water, I whistle them as much as I can, and I try to do this at all the same time as not getting this frog on the screen. So again, because if he's off camera, he won't move because there's no Pikmin with him. So yeah, then we get him across. We take care of this frog, which, by the way, rest in peace, white Pikmin. And then now we take care of these Bulborbs, and oh, we got a crash. Oh, crap. Well, actually, there's a reason for this crash, which I will explain in a little bit. Anywho, now we actually knock down this electric gate, and then we bring these little Bulborbs back to our onion to make more Pikmin. And then we actually start grinding for berries, which, they give you the spicy spray and the bitter spray. Now, in this game, these sprays, they help you out a lot. And getting these on day one is almost crucial to do, because again, you're on day one, so you don't have to worry about wasting any time. You can grind as much as you want in a single day, and you wouldn't have to worry about it. Now, what are some good grinding spots for bitter sprays and spicy sprays? Well, I'll get to that in a bit as well. But then we go over to this little area to where the spicy spray berries are at. And then we get our spicy spray as well, which is nice. We pluck our yellows from those Bulborbs, and then we just move, and then before we move on to the next cave, I actually found out you can actually destroy this gate with the water in it. You can actually destroy that. You have to throw the Pikmin at like a certain part of this little metal thing, this little metal pipe, let's just call it. You can actually have them knock the wall down, which is crazy. But anyway, now we move on to our next cave, the Gambler's Den. Now, I may as well talk about something else here. On Gambler's Den sublevel 2, you can actually see there's a Crimson Candy Pop Bud there. And you might be thinking, oh, hey, sweet, I can unlock 3 Pikmin types in one day, right? Right? Well, unfortunately, no. Because if you throw Pikmin into the Crimson Candy Pop Bud, and then after you pluck those Pikmin, the game crashes. Just like if you were to carry the Bulborbs with only white Pikmin. Now, I may as well explain on what I think is going on here. I think what's going on is that because there's no red onion in the Wistful Wild, well, the game doesn't know what to do with itself, and thus it crashes. This is why, like, if you play the Flooded Fields level, and you carry an enemy with only whites without unlocking the reds yet, it'll still show as red, and the game does not crash, because there's still a red onion there to take its place. Now, I'm guessing the red, even though the yellow Pikmin is the first Pikmin you get, the red is still like the first, it's still the first color you get that's built in, if that makes any sort of sense. So, I think that's why this red Candy Pop Bud still appears, even after, even if you don't unlock the red Pikmin. Now, Gambler's Den sublevel 3 is actually a really good place to grind for spicy and bitter sprays, because there's so many eggs on the floor that you can get. Because remember, again, there's like a 5 to 10% chance you'll actually get a spray out of these eggs. So, I mean, for the most part, you will get nectar, but on occasion, you will get sprays. So, and I'm just saying there's a much higher chance of you getting a spray here than even, the cave where you get the white, the white Pikmin. Yeah, I know, I already forgot the name of the cave. Oh yeah, and you can also grind for more yellows and white Pikmin here too. So if you want to get as much Pikmin as you can, well, on day one, here you go. Now, before you go into the last cave for the day, what I would recommend doing is actually turning pretty much all of your yellows into whites. Now, hopefully you don't have over 100 yellows, because if so, well, you're not going to be able to do this next trick. Now, basically, what you can also do is turn all of your yellows into whites, because those white candy pop buds, like in the Gambler's Den, they always respawn. So that you can actually get a yellow Pikmin extinction. Now, you might be thinking, why would I want to do that? Well, if you go into the cave with 100 whites, or rather 100 whites that were all yellow, like pretty much every yellow Pikmin that the onion had, you could enter the cave and come back out and get a Pikmin extinction. Now, why would you want to do this? Well, the thing is, on day 1, you could not call Pikmin out of the onion. I tried all I could, and I just could not get it. So you have to get a yellow Pikmin extinction and enter that last cave. It's like in the original game where you enter the emergence cave and you come back out with all your treasures. It immediately gives you the cutscene where it kind of forces you to go to Awakening Wood. It's kind of the same thing with this cave if you collect that last treasure. Now, this Pikmin extinction cutscene, actually this was founded by Hallie, and I think in the original game it was founded by Grass Digger. And basically, the Pikmin extinction cutscene actually overrides the cutscene where, oh, we gotta force you to go to the next area, and thus you can actually grab the Pinecone treasure on your first day and skip that whole cutscene, which is just incredible. But before then, I mean, like after you do that Pikmin extinction skip, I would still kind of recommend grinding for berries, grinding for sprays just in case, or unless you want to go all, badass like I did and not get as much sprays, but, you just did not want to waste much time. But, hey, that's an option if you want to take it. And yes, it does take a little while to grind for, to pretty much turn every yellow into white, and this is why I would never recommend having your yellow Pikmin count more than 100. So this way you can get a yellow Pikmin extinction before you get into the cave. So yeah, that's pretty much all you can do on day 1. Unfortunately, we can't destroy the cave that's in the water yet, or we can't really collect much of the other treasures either, because it'll automatically trigger that end of day cutscene. So unless if there's a way we could skip those cutscenes, like how Grass Digger found out that one trick, I mean, unfortunately, I don't think it's possible as of currently to complete the Wisp of Wild in Pikmin 251 in one day. It's just not gonna happen. But if you want to complete it as much as you can in a single day, well, here you go. Here you go. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you want, you can follow me on Twitch, because I have a Twitch account. I have a Twitter. If you want, you can go follow me on there. And if you liked this video, make sure you give it a like. If you like my content, make sure you subscribe for upcoming videos. I also have a Facebook account you can follow. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, peace.